It's just turned 6:38 here on Breakfast Business with Vincent Wall, and we're joined now by Warren Healy, founder and chief executive of Clubforce. Warren, thanks for taking our call. I was struck by a statistic that I saw in the last day or two that I think you put out, Warren, that sports clubs across the island of Ireland that use your cloud-based platform have raised over €1 million on their lottery funding mechanisms on that platform in the month of March alone. So a very significant funding support for clubs of all sorts. But tell us about Clubforce, because you provide a range of services for sports clubs, both amateur and semi-professional.
Yeah, good morning, Vincent. Thanks very much for giving us the time. Yeah, the headline figure this month or last month was that we've raised, or the clubs and volunteers have raised over €1 million on one of the products, which is lottery. So yeah, it's been a significant month. We've seen a huge increase over the last year since the pandemic hit, with regards to online fundraising, especially in the lottery. But there are all kinds of other services on the Clubforce platform as well. As you said, it is a cloud-based platform aimed at volunteers in sporting organisations, and ultimately we're on a mission really to provide the volunteers in sporting organisations with the tools that they need to make their lives a little bit easier.
And that's literally everything from fundraising, not having to go out and sell tickets as has been the case in the past, to administration and even messaging and membership applications. Important, not just in terms of making the administration more sufficient and the time of volunteers more efficiently used, but integrity of data as well, that the records are accurate.
Yeah, it's been interesting actually. We've been on this journey for about 10 years. And the different things have been important through the years. At the very beginning, it was just a little bit of software that allowed clubs. My own club was the first one. Carna out in Connemara was the first one to go online with their lottery. And then almost from day one, when we launched the software, the clubs almost took ownership of the platform and started giving us suggestions. And really what we've been doing over the last 10 years is listening to the users of our systems, listening to the feedback that they've been giving us, and then building on that, those features that they're looking for. So we started with lottery, we transitioned into membership, and once we went into membership, it was every single financial interaction between the club and the member could now be facilitated through the Clubforce platform. And more recently, we're seeing, well, not even more recently, over the last 4 or 5 years, we're seeing that the importance is all around the data. Yeah, it's great to be paid. We all want to be paid, and clubs right around the country want to raise funds. But what we want to know now is who's paid me, why did they pay me, are they going to pay me again? So these are all data questions. And with regards then to getting data on members, playing members, submitting that data to maybe the governing body of your sport to make sure that they're insured. So it's very definitely all about data right now, but it's it's growing every single day, and we're delighted with it.
Now, you're not a charity, Warren, so this is basically clubs pay you a monthly fee for the service, is it?
Exactly. So we every time there's a transaction on the system, we take a small percentage of that transaction to pay the credit card companies, to pay the hosting fees, and to run the company. So yeah, there's a small transaction fee on every single transaction that goes through the system, and that's our business model. And that seems to be, it is acceptable by the clubs.
And I know you've raised €2.5 million recently to expand both in employee numbers. I think you're going up to 40 employees, both here and in the UK, but also to help you expand in the UK. And you've got certification from the Gambling Commission over there, which allows you to go for both amateur and professional clubs.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, we have, I suppose that was the other big headline figure in 2021. We did raise $2.5 million here, and that's essentially to globalize the organization and to rebuild all of the software platform that we currently have in place. So this is a global market, and we believe that there's absolutely no reason, and the pandemic has kind of driven that home, that there's no reason that we cannot build a global organisation from the west of Ireland. Obviously, our hearts are in Galway here, and we're very lucky to be working in Galway, working and living in places like Galway. But what we want to do now over the next 2 to 3 years is build a global organisation to go after the global opportunity that exists in this market right around the world. The Ireland is a little bit ahead, believe it or not, of the market. I think primarily because of the focus that the GAA have had over the last number of years on beta. So they're kind of leading the way, but all the other governing bodies in Ireland are catching up fairly quickly. But this opportunity exists globally. So what we're doing right now is we're taking those funds and we're hiring the best that we possibly can find and bringing them to Galway and letting them lead the organisation. But my philosophy as a business owner is that we hire as best as we can afford at the time, and we may even stretch ourselves to the point where, we pay as much as is required to find the best staff possible, and then get out of their way and let them do the job that they were employed to do.
Well, it's a great philosophy.
So the future is bright, and we're really looking forward to it.
It sounds like a great business philosophy, and it sounds like a fantastic service for the clubs that use it, and the best of luck in your expansion plans. That's Warren Healy, founder and chief executive of Clubforce there.